Let's start with the cons, okay? So the very first con, it's Gaza, obviously. This is one that it seems like left, right, across the board, people just disagree. So the best part, though, before we get to the Gaza potential deal in Donald Trump's, the president's Middle East policy day, let's call it, was this exchange with a reporter.
Go ahead.
Afghan suffered women as high expectation from you. Do you have any plan to change Afghanistan situation? Are you able to recognize Taliban? Because I'm an Afghan journalist, Afghan suffered women. Any comment about Afghanistan? What's your future plan for Afghan people, especially Afghan?
I have a little hard time understanding you. Where are you from? Oh. Actually, it's a beautiful voice and a beautiful accent. The only problem is I can't understand a word you're saying. but I just say this. Good luck. Live in peace. Go ahead, please.
That's awesome.
I love how he added, live in peace. Peace.
Peace be with you.
You know what? And you know what? We're in the era where no one's going to say, that's racist. I didn't understand her either. Okay? That's what happens, just like they probably don't understand half of my French-Canadian family. It's fine, all right? She makes no sense. But Tuesday, back to the policy, Donald Trump met with Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu, and he made this pretty wild statement regarding Gaza.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. Virtually every building is down. They're living under fallen concrete that's very dangerous and very precarious. They instead can occupy all of a beautiful area with homes and safety, and they can live out their lives in peace and harmony instead of having to go back and do it again. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip.
Whoa!
And we will do a job with it, too.
A job?
We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for
It's probably limited
the people of
somewhat.
the area.
It's not that big.
Do a real job, do something different.
So,
by the way, did you see Netanyahu's posture change? I would be willing to bet a lot of money that was the first time Netanyahu.
Yes, absolutely.
He turned to the crowd.
You're gonna do what?
It's kind of, it's sort of okay. We're going to yes. What? And this, of course, has, like I said, all corners of the internet are up in arms here.
Yes.
Different opinions, people not. And Gerald and I had the exact same sort of initial reaction. We compared notes today where I first heard this. I said, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I don't. And then I thought, okay, I could see the reasoning. I still lean toward probably not the best idea.
Right.
And so I think it would be helpful right now. Let's do this with you. A pros and cons list.
There we go.
On the occupation of Gaza. You know what, Josh? Will you do the honors here?
Yeah.
You have better handwriting than all of us.
Thankfully, yeah.
And Gerald, I think we can kind of talk through this. Yeah. And of course, those in chat will talk through it as well. Let's start with the cons.
Yeah.
Okay. So the very first con, it's Gaza. Obviously. I think.
That's a difficult one. You can't overcome that one. Location. It matters.
Second con, it's going to anger probably most of the Middle East and could lead us into a global conflict.
It's never going to be a really safe place.
That's a con. I think a third con that would require a bunch of U.S. troops, resources. That's not necessarily a good one.
Yeah.
You suck.
No, I don't like deploying U.S. troops to a place like that. And that's really, I don't think there's any other way to make that happen.
Right. So, and I would say probably the final con is U.S. occupation. It's never actually worked in the Middle East. That's a con.
It's been tried.
Yes.
You suck. Yeah,
there you go.
It's not the best idea.
Let's go through the possible pros, though. And that was my first thing, was like, all con. Con? And then I thought, well, there could be some pros. I mean, what do you like? The first pro is it could be argued provide a legitimate foothold for the United States in that region, which is kind of important.
It's nice to be closer to home whenever things go down, and they tend to happen.
Yes, they do.
Regularly.
That's a pro.
Yes.
Another pro, it would also be next to kind of our only ally in that.
And we wouldn't fire rockets at them.
We wouldn't,
which would be
that's a pro for Israel.
Huge pro for Israel. They would love that.
I think Israel might be more into this than most Americans, to be clear.
That's true.
And it's not talking about the Jews running the media. I'm just saying, look, we have to make this decision based on what's right for the United States, not necessarily for Israel. I think a pro, you could argue, provide more stability for the immediate area, don't you think?
I think that's absolutely true.
Okay. Anything else?
They haven't gotten it right at all.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think it'd be a better life for the people, in the economy of Gaza. Like
potentially a better economy.
Look at the last decades.
Yeah.
Of what we've been doing here. It's not working.
Yeah. Less bombs and tunnels, more like sandals resorts.
Or schools.
Yes.
Or playgrounds.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Or Club Meds.
Playgrounds that are not used to fire mortars.
Yes, exactly.
I just need to clarify. Or schools.
And, the pro, I mean, the Jews don't seem to hate the idea. So for them, that's a pro.
That's
Jews like. You can write that down as a pro. Jews likey.
Jew likey.
Happy Jews.
Happy Jews, happy shoes.
It looks like we're 5-4.
Yeah, but the cons are really big cons.
They're really.
I mean, it's Gaza. That's like 5 cons.
Yeah, that's.
Double cons.
I mean, if it's like the art of the deal kind of thing, great. If it's like an actual plan to go in there, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be really dicey, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not for colonizing.
It could upset the rest of the world, not just
Yeah, not just the Middle East. It could upset, like the Swedes.
They could get pissed.
Yeah, they could.
And then IKEA doesn't ship any goods to the U.S. anymore.
I'm sure there are a few German stragglers who wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eye on them.
Argentinians, random
absolutely.
blue-eyed, blonde-haired
that's true.
Argentinians that might have a problem with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perhaps some sympathizers in the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the smell.
The smell, yeah.
Yeah, the smell.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's not great.
What if it's the art of the deal? If it's the art of the deal where they're proposing maybe the United States going in just to kind of clean house and give it to Israel, that's maybe a potential middle ground?
Yeah.
What's your final opinion, Gerald?
So, look, I commented on this. They've never gotten it right. The world is basically approaching this problem from the same direction they've always approached it from, as some kind of 2-state solution that's never, ever going to work because the other state wants to destroy Israel.
Right.
And it's always going to want to destroy Israel. This place has been a hellhole. And it's primarily, in my opinion, you can argue with me on this if you want, because the people elected Hamas. You can say it wasn't a legitimate election, fine, but it seems like for all intents and purposes, they elected Hamas. Hamas is a terrorist organization that doesn't care about them. It cares about destroying Israel. Period. Doesn't matter what Israel does. So having the world on notice that the status quo is no longer acceptable, I think is fantastic. Thinking about this from a different perspective, absolutely. And by the way, I'm sorry, I don't care whose ancestral homeland it is. It's hell. Go find somewhere else to build a community. If you're in Palestine, or Palestine, a person right now, Palestinian and living in Gaza, go somewhere else. This is no way to make a life. You're telling me that some hill over here, because people 100 years ago, 500 years ago, lived there that are your relatives, and that's why you want to stay there? No, I'm sorry. This is never going to work. And if you really do care about your family and you care about having peace and tranquility, something different needs to happen.
Well, certainly something different in not simply using it for destruction.
Correct.
That is the problem with Hamas.
And if that was the case, then it would be fine. Stay there, everything's great. But that's never been the case.
I don't know the solution on this, to be honest. I'd love to hear your comments. And I think, here's the thing, I think both positions are tenable.
Yeah.
I got another con.
The what?
I got another con. It's expensive.
It is expensive.
It's a lot of our money. I don't want to send my money.
What if
that's resources in there.
What if there's like a way to make it back?
Yeah, booty.
Booty?
What if we do a little plundering?
A little plundering in the
I don't think America should go in anywhere unless we have a little plundering in there.
A little Hamas tunnel plunder?
A little plundering.
Is there oil in Gaza?
I don't think there's a whole lot of oil, but there's probably like some shrapnel.
Oh.
Or make Israel pay for it.
Or make Israel pay for it.
We've given them enough money. They should start sending some back to us.
Like Mexico with the wall.
There we go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I lean toward no. But if there's some in other words, if there's some really convincing data, economic data, that it could be a net gain and would check all the boxes, I'd be open to hearing it. But my instinct is no.
My instinct is also no, but we'll see with some of the details. You know who is probably willing to come to the table now? Literally everyone. Like,
yes.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Yes.
I'm sure Egypt isn't keen to the idea of us being next door.
Yeah.
But right now, I bet you Denmark is like, okay, we weren't serious about Greenland. We get it.
You take it.
I get it. We don't need a McDonald's going up in our capital. Now for
Such a stupid
and thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. And the handwriting not that great. Mine is worse.
No,
But not
it's
much.
It's hard to do leaning over and quickly
is.
and
Yes, it is.
Oh, smiley face.
I do appreciate
What
it.
the heck was the any hole?
It's yes.
Any hole will do.
it's a hole, but hey, any hole will
That's
do.
true.
I
That's
think I
true.
nailed it.
Lot of holes. Ask Shia LaBeouf. Now, for context as to what's gone on over there the last couple of years, you all know that I have been remarkably consistent as it relates to wars, being supportive of legitimate wars that are obviously where the American interest is at stake, and of course opposing wars that don't actually involve. And
No.
all the way back to 2009.
I don't think that that's true, Stephen.
What do you mean, Gerald?
We have to do this again?
Huh?
Tim, roll it.
No. And look, let's just call it what it is. It's a war for oil.
Yes.
It's a war
Every
for
time.
oil. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's about they're going to this war on terror. It's about oil, so Dick Cheney can give money to his rich friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Osama bin Laden wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. He had nothing to do with. And then on Saddam Hussein, if we moved to green energy, God forbid, solar, wind,
There you go.
we wouldn't even need to be killing people, killing innocent brown people.
Yes.
Because of Islamophobia, but really in search of more oil.
It's a religion of peace, for crying out loud.
Yeah. George W. Bush, skull and bones. Well, that's not fair. There was the neocons. It was a different political paradigm. Hey, if you like this video, we're probably like-minded, and you may enjoy some more content. You could click that video, watch another one, or tune in weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Because we're the same. You and me. We're kindred spirits.